cut me too deep. I think I'm dying here, man.
Welcome to the 3B Video Deep Cut Podcast.
Watch a few movies, take a few notes. It was fun.
Aw, yeah. It's that time again for another bi-weekly podcast with your hosts, Rotten Roger DeMarco and...
Evil Dead Inks, and we have special work to do, you and me.
Daddy can't help you now, Evil.
Get that out of my mouth.
Oh, boy. Yeah, the second week of the Elm Street franchise. Very divisive. Hey, I was going to bring something up to you. In my countless hours of research digging into this film, I found something that I don't think a lot of horror fans know, and I want to give it to you because you're the Elm Street guy. Are you ready?
On bated breath, what you got?
Did you know that there is a plethora of gay undertones in this film?
No, I don't believe that.
Yeah, stupid joke.
This movie will make anyone straight. I don't know what you're talking about. This is testosterone to the 10th power.
Nice ass. Man, yeah, that's pretty much when anyone talks about this film, that's their go-to. They go right to that. They go to the fact that all that was supposed to be subtext is not necessarily subtext. It's right in your face. And I happen to think that you and I kind of view this film through different lenses. I know it wasn't until your DVDs and your Blu-rays when you really gained an appreciation for this film, but this film, to me, still has a lot of that part one tone with the scare factor.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that's kind of what I think of most of the time when I think of this movie, not the gay subtext.
No, that shit didn't even register to me until like post high school. Kind of like, yeah, I guess it is kind of gay, but yeah, up until then, I'm like, nah, I never really paid any attention to it. Yeah, it's pretty accurate. If I saw Fred Krueger, I would be screaming like the way Mark Patton screams.
Yes,
that's genuine. We've all seen the scare reaction videos on YouTube of dudes screaming like 12-year-old girls. It's genuine.
That's how I scream. Very
yes.
guttural.
Go back to our Friday the 13th gameplay footage. There's occasional times in there one of us is scared and actually... And that's a game. That's not a burnt pedophile in the basement coming after us with finger knives.
Burnt up like a weenie and his name is Fred. So while I was watching it again this week, because I probably don't go more than a couple weeks without revisiting the Elm Street franchise, the Friday franchise, just go to background cinema. And I had one of my adult thoughts that you and I love to kind of put into films. And it got to the scene where Grady and Jesse are in the locker room, and Grady's like, you can tell your old man he's a real chump, blah, 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 about the house, And 37-year-old me went, wouldn't it be harder to sell Glenn's house than it would to sell Nancy's house? Nancy's mom died in her sleep. Not exactly the same thing.
I think that entire street would be kind of devalued in property.
Yeah, it's like fucking demilitarized zone.
There's so many murders on that street. It'd just be, it'd be the Cabrini Green of Springwood, Ohio. Just people die on this street and we just don't ever go down it. Yeah. Similar is the thought that I have a lot lately, watching any movie really. Again, my broken record of what the fuck does Jesse's dad do for work?
I don't know.
Clearly he's not like a legitimate handyman because he can't fix shit in this house.
Right. You're not going to try and fix it yourself, are you?
Your mother smelled gas.
Well, I said I thought I smelled gas. It's goddamn cherry bomb. That's what it is.
No, cheap bird seed makes birds explode. Didn't know if you knew that. Great value bird seed will cause exploding birds.
You bought that Acme bird seed, son. You got to stay away from that label.
Oh, yeah. Bought it from this coyote. Seemed highly reputable.
But, going back to the tone of this film, right?
Dark.
It is a very dark film. Kruger he's on some other shit in this film. And I know that, like, the whole, backstory, Bob Shea pushing for a sequel. This movie, he got the ending that he wanted in the first movie type of deal. But when they got a surprise hit on their hands with Elm Street, and they were like, okay, well, now we can do a sequel. They weren't even, like, on the same boat of, like, well, Robert is Freddy. Let's cast Robert. They were like, fuck him. He wants too much money.
Yeah, I think they weren't like, we don't need to rehire him. There it is, like, he wants more money. No, I'm not paying money for work.
Jose Canseco bat? Tell me, he didn't pay money for this.
I am not paying Robert Englund more than scale, goddammit. He's on screen for, 8 minutes? Something like that?
Yeah.
No.
He's just a dude covered in makeup. Anybody can do that, which, if you go back and watch the film, I know we've covered this on fucking every format we possibly could, but if you go back and look at when Snyder gets killed in the shower, that's the only scene, I believe, that they filmed without Robert Englund, and that dude is walking, squared up shoulders.
When Mark Patton turns into Freddy, and he has that lumbering, like, few steps in the shadows of the shower towards the coach, and it's...
A few steps was enough.
yeah, like, imagine that. Like, imagine just taking, 3 steps, and you're like, I think we're going to fire you.
Yeah, 9 hours in the makeup chair, 3 steps in fog.
Wait, you walk like shit. Get out.
That's what they get for fucking hiring, why can't I think of his name? The guy who played Jason in Freddy vs. Jason.
I would love to know this dude's name. Who is that guy they cast? That's an ultimate, search. If we had the money, we should make a documentary. Be like, let's find the dude who played Freddy outside of Robert for a whole 8 seconds. Mm-hmm. I think we could also do that for part 1, because we also have that whoever the fuck played Freddy running. Yeah, let's just find, and that's what we could title it too. Like, everyone that thinks that the remake is the worst Freddy, be like, nah, we can find worse ones. Let's go back and find these guys that were playing Freddy for hot seconds in the previous films.
Well, and the running, it's terrible, but it's forgivable. The way that he walks is so weird and stoic and not Kruger-esque. It's very bothersome.
Jason doesn't even walk like that. Michael doesn't walk like that. Who the fuck does walk like that? No wonder he was fired.
That guy had, severe back trauma, so he's just real stiff.
That's kind of what he walked like. He walked like a dude who has been sitting for... He looks like what Roger Murtaugh would probably walk like after he sat on that toilet in Lethal Weapon 2 for 14 hours.
Yep.
Very, very slow. Both my legs are goddamn numb and asleep. That's what it looked like.
I don't even know about this bad Kruger, but eventually they came to their senses and they said, you know what, give Robert a call. Let's get him in here.
That was
give
the
him
director.
what he wants. Yeah.
It was like, you're a fool if you don't hire Robert back.
Fools? They never listen to me.
Just never listen. Stop. No. Go. The cars will stop. Go. They hired him back, got him on the spot, and all is right with the world again. And we also have the introduction of a new makeup effects man taking over the look of Freddy, who gave him a nice tight skin over bone structure, a witchy type nose, and switched out his eyes with this fiery tone look to the eyes. And again, this is a Freddy I saw in super dark shadows for decades, because I had a VHS copy. And then seeing DVD, then Blu-ray, I'm curious how if 4K will look even better. But couldn't really appreciate a lot of the effects and stuff until I could see it how it was supposed to be seen.
Yeah, because you and I both, obviously, we grew up in the VHS era. And if you happen to get like a Video Treasures VHS of this movie, I mean, just rough transfers, We literally compared. I have a Video Treasures of Nightmare 3, and then I recorded out Cinemax copy. And my Cinemax dubbed copy is better quality
than the Video Treasures quality.
Oh, for sure. Because they were probably running off of the best master possible on Cinemax. I'm sure Video Treasures is like dub, like a big factory. You know,
it's like the third Michael Keaton in Multiplicity is what they got a hold of there. She touched my peppy, Steve.
I love the way he drinks soda. It's probably my favorite thing in the whole world. But
did you talk to her before she left? Maybe. I don't remember.
I don't own that movie, and it's a goddamn travesty.
That's a wonderful Michael Keaton film, right behind Batman '89, Multiplicity.
Damn right. And somewhere on that list, you can put Beetlejuice. You know, White Noise,
somewhere way down there.
Yeah. Oh, White Noise, not White Noise 2, because he's not in White Noise 2.
They made a White Noise 2?
I just found that out recently.
Yeah.
It was on my shelf.
No, the movie fairies must have brought it in the night.
That, I have so many movies that shit like that would not surprise me.
I'm going to start doing that, bringing in weird cinema when I come to visit and just putting it on the shelf and just seeing how long
it takes me.
Yeah, like, hey, when did I get this?
What the fuck is this? I won't tell you no. Go ahead. Bring me new movies. But this is a departure from the normal slasher fare. We normally get a final girl. In this movie, we have a final boy.
It's flipped. The guy and the girl are flipped in this movie.
Yeah, because you get Jesse, who, by all accounts, should be the boyfriend who gets offed, towards the final reel. But instead, he's kind of the final girl.
He's almost the one taking capture.
Yeah.
And it's up to Kim Myers to be the heroic to save him.
Which, I know we've talked about this numerous times, but to me, this is probably the weakest ending across the board in the franchise.
The power of love.
Yeah, in Freddy's Dead, they blow him up with dynamite, but in this movie, yeah, she tells him she loves him, which causes Freddy to bleed from his wounds. She kisses him, which causes him to fucking spontaneously combust, and the effects are great, like the wax head that melts and all of that stuff, top notch. Just the I'm gonna kiss you and melt Freddy bothers me.
Would it have
always has.
Would it have played better for you if they played Huey Lewis in the News during that end sequence there?
Yeah, maybe. No, I don't know.
Murdered by the power of love.
Suffers from ending-itis, but there's a lot of weird decisions in this movie, which, Wes himself didn't like some of the choices, and even Robert was kind of like, well, me running around 6'3" teenagers at a pool, and I'm 5'7" or 5'9" on a good day.
And there comes my brown panty achievement. My favorite character in this entire movie that's not a main star is this kid at the pool party who gets his guts torn up by Fred Krueger, and he's just holding it like dude in Tropic Thunder, like, ah.
The blonde guy you have a gif of?
Yes, I have a gif of it. I just wanted to know that dude's backstory.
It's Rick Dukeman.
Of everything he did up until that day. Tell me his story. I need to know it. Like, how was he on the fence, should I go to this thing? Friend's probably like, let's go to the party. It'll be fun. He's like, you're right, it'll be cool. I'll go to the party. Smash cut to him just holding his guts like, oh, shit.
That's a terrible choice.
I made a mistake.
That's another thing, too, about this movie is this is a massive party where lots of people die, and you and I have laughed about this. I couldn't even tell you how many times. The party is over. Jesse is saved. They're on their way to school, and Kim Myers' best friend is like
2
that
days
was some
later.
Party, Lisa.
Like, that's a Friday, Saturday night party, and this is clearly Monday.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, killer party.
Oh,
like,
too soon.
You had classmates die.
Yeah, more people died at your party than died in Columbine, and you're like, we're going to school on Monday.
That's what you did in 1985, man. You just no days off.
Yep. Oh, the graduating class just got a lot smaller.
Huh. Parents are just like, sweet, that makes a shorter ceremony. This went from a 3-hour ceremony to 90 minutes.
Come get immortalized, parents and brats.
Yeah, that fucking party. And the thing that always gets me now is as soon as the parents go to bed, they wheel out. Of course, they put in the rock music, which brings upon sin and sex. And there's a kid who wheels out a barrel of beer.
It's hilarious.
Which is literally generic beer. And it's maybe 12 cans. Like, there's like 60 people at this party. That's going to get 3 people buzzed at best.
Yeah.
Who the fuck only gets like 2 12-packs for a party? Just everyone should be having something like stashed behind bushes and shit, like in their shorts and stuff. Like, it should be coming out of everywhere. All the drinks that they're going to be partaking in. Cocaine, the works. Just go to... everything should be coming out. But no, wheel out 13 cans of beer. We're ready to party.
That kid thought he was super cool, too. Showing up with those beers like, buddy.
I brought 13 Mike's Hard Lemonades. You ready to get down tonight?
What are you guys drinking?
I'm drinking a Pilsner.
But, yeah, that is kind of funny, too, that they wait, like, right until the parents flip their bedroom light off. And they're like,
clearly they're unconscious now.
Yeah. That's what that means. Let's turn up the fucking rock tunes.
Because kids are stupid.
Yeah.
Proof that kids are stupid.
My Brown Panty Award, I don't even know if Homeboy dies, but is the wiener cook.
He doesn't. I don't think he dies. He just gets thrown into a barbecue grill. That dude's just mildly injured.
Which we had theorized, did that kill him when we did the commentary? Because we're like, that shouldn't count. But,
nah, I'm not counting that, dude. That's like, do you count the dude who's crushed by the mob as a Freddy kill? Or is that just, collateral damage?
Sure, collateral damage for sure.
just crushed by people trying to climb over a fence they can't get out of.
Although, I will say this about that whole entire sequence, as goddamn ridiculous as it is, it did give us one of Freddy's best catchphrases that does get revisited in Wes Craven's New Nightmare. So even Wes Craven knew the power of this line.
Help yourself, fucker.
No, that one's great too. But
you are all my children now.
Like,
I'd have preferred the other one if he shows up in New Nightmare on the TV show and he goes, "Help yourselves, fuckers."
Yeah. We'll do lunch. Oh man, but yeah, that one line of dialogue, it latched on and it made its way through the franchise. So it has some staying power. It's a good line. But for my money, the best sequence in this entire film is when Freddy and Lisa have the showdown in Lisa's living room. There's something about that whole, like, very slasher film cat and mouse game that I love.
Yeah, that's an excellent one. It's only taken down a notch by Freddy doing that leap through the glass door and disappears, which looks cool. Mm-hmm. But what's weird is, like, the 4 guys who have been standing outside the door, like, we should help her, but I'm not going inside.
Yeah.
And then that one dude, after they're like, the 4 of them go and examine the broken glass, and there's the one dude who's like this, like he's chilly or something, like,
right.
What's going on with the fucking this glass is broke, man.
Yeah. Oh no, the door, it's broken.
Yeah, these are 4 guys who are not coming back to any more parties, at least.
Right.
Which shit. Do you think Lisa was ever allowed to have a party again?
I don't know.
And even if she did, would anyone show up? I'm like, last party, you had a fucking maniac killing people riotous style, and then your dad broke out a shotgun.
How do you top last year's party, Lisa?
Orgy.
Yeah, no, just fucking Kool-Aid with cyanide in it.
Oh, we're gonna call it a Jones party.
Everybody get your Nikes and have some Kool-Aid.
Now you're mixing two cults. You're mixing
That's
the
right.
hale pop people with drink this Kool-Aid, but first put on your shoes.
Yeah, one.
We're gonna load the spaceship with our rocket fuel and get onto the Haley Bob Comet, and we will truly be forever.
I don't know if I did that right.
That makes as much sense as any Ultimate Warrior promo ever.
For sure. Going back to other really good set pieces and other good sequences in this film, I think for you and I both, it's a great sequence, but it's one that gets used in everything. Every single horror documentary, every single countdown of Krueger moments, whatever, it's right there, and that's when Freddy comes out of Jesse.
Oh, I thought you were going to go with you got the body, I've got the brain.
Oh, no, that's excellent, too, but the whole set piece of...
The transformation,
yeah,
werewolf in London, homage, yeah.
It's real good.
It is real good, which takes place in Grady's room, which... I don't know who's going to argue against. I know you won't argue against it, but better chemistry between Jesse and Grady than Jesse and Lisa.
Oh, for sure. Well, we've talked about this, I think, when we did our commentary, where as a kid, I always just thought, like, that's just how best friends, they're just very, like, cool with one another and not afraid to bust each other's balls. Like, they get in that scuffle, but it's not like they're beating each other's asses. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, you fuck. They're kind of rough and tough and fucking rolling around and his ass is hanging out and whatever. But I'm like, I just feel like this is how...
I have yet to rough and tumble with Roger and pull his shorts down yet, but...
Well, the night is young, my friend.
Yeah, never say never.
But yeah, I just kind of feel like they portray real, like, teenage friends.
Yeah.
That's how I've always felt about it. And
nothing against Kim Myers. She's an absolute treat in this movie, and even better person in real life if you ever get a chance to meet her. But I think it would have been a bold and pretty interesting flick if Freddy had killed her, taken possession of Jesse, and it's up to Grady to go save the day.
Oh, nice. Yeah, the old switcheroo.
Yeah. Then just have them making out in the boiler when it's all done.
You want me to make out?
Then
Fine,
truly,
I'll make out.
Then the true power of love did prevail. Yeah, you want to make out? Fine, we'll make out.
Also, old man adult Roger, while rewatching this film, I was very upset at Grady's father. I was like, Jesus Christ, how long does it take you to come check on your son? He's fucking screaming, Dad, Dad.
Well, the
it's
dad
like 2 minutes.
Dad from Ferris Bueller, and yeah, no one can open a door. Like, it's locked. I don't know from which side, but no one can kick a door open. Yeah. Someone can kick a door open in that type of panic.
I'm LA beasting that door to save my kid. And I'll tell you what, I'm doing it in less than fucking 2.5 minutes, too. I'm blowing through that motherfucker.
Oh, hello. LA Beast here. Today my son is getting murdered by a maniacal crazed killer in the back room. And I'm going to break through this door using my own bare hands and pure strength. Why? Because he's dying.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, definitely, dude. Like, when I was rewatching it, I'm like, why? Why? I mean, what do they live in a fucking mansion? Like, if I'm in the video store and my kid opens a silverware drawer, I hear it. Like, I know everything that's going on in this house.
But we're a pretty standard, income level family unit. We're not white,
We're not
upper
white.
crust. Well, we are white, but let me finish. White upper crust. Usually 3 glasses of wine to the wind at all times of day type parents who are more concerned with tennis practice maybe than parenting their kid. Which, if there's any truth to Grady's reasoning behind his grounding of throwing his grandma down a flight of stairs and all he got was being grounded, yeah, these parents could give a fuck less really about their kid.
Yeah, I really do wonder why Grady couldn't go. Because, yeah.
You don't think it's true? You don't think he threw his grandma down a flight of stairs?
It's just plot armor. Like, well, we need Jesse to go to his house later, so that's why he's not at the party.
What a room. He has the best room. The most 80s room.
I was going to say, 80s puked all over that room.
I've always liked his black, comforter. Looked like a leather comforter. Like, where the hell you get something like that?
Bed Bath and fucking ritzy. I don't know.
And he's doing that thing that I've never seen anyone do in real life at any time, is hang posters, like, sideways or angled. Like, everyone I've ever known, including myself, always hangs a poster, like, straight. Like, up and down, straight, level. I've never done it at a tilted angle to look cool.
I was going to say, I guess you're just not cool, man. No, I've never done that either, ever.
That's what you do with a Stray Cats poster, is you hang it sideways. Or a Lamal. Like, where the hell did you even get a Lamal poster?
Yeah, I don't know.
This is not 2022. Like, you could find stuff like that a lot easier. This is 1985. Where the hell you find something like that? Spencer's gift shop selling that shit?
They sold it at the book fair at the high school.
The Scholastic Book Fair. Get your poster of Lamal for $8.99.
Yeah, and you're like a Lamborghini poster.
I totally had a white Lamborghini poster that I bought from the Scholastic bookstore.
I was going to say, I think we all did at some point.
We're like, yep, this is like adulting.
Yeah.
In our minds. Like, you just hang a car poster on the wall with either it couldn't be a half-naked lady because it was a school function, so it's like a fucking panther or some shit, or lightning. Like, just as good. Just as good. Mechanics buy these, probably.
Yeah, probably. I would assume mechanics and manly men have posters of Lamborghinis.
If I ever go
house.
to a mechanic shop and if they have a poster of that Origins on the wall, they have my business for life.
Ye old white Lamborghini.
Yes.
So another thing that I did want to talk about, which I know we've done before. Again, I'm going to keep saying that because we've fucking covered this movie so many times.
We've done a commentary, we've done a live stream, we've talked about this movie quite a bit.
Yeah. Is the, like, kind of back and forth this movie does with Krueger having a glove or Krueger having knives coming out of his fingers. And I don't know which one you like more, but I'm really a big fan of the finger knives. Like, they're all covered in, like, KY jelly and weird looking.
They look cool, but I feel it looks like they would hurt.
Yeah.
Like, I see it, like, oh, my fingertips hurt. Give me the glove. Glove doesn't hurt as much, but it looks cool, and it goes with the transformation sequence and everything. Which, going back to that Jesse transformation in Grady's room, that's where I was finally able to throw my theory out that I thought for years, and I've never been able to discuss it with anyone. But we get to after Grady's been killed, Jesse's looking in the mirror and sees Freddy's reflection.
Yes.
And Jesse starts crying, but Freddy is laughing. And he kind of wags his finger, and I always interpreted that as, no, you're going to laugh like me, this is funny. And Jesse's cry could totally be misconstrued as a laugh.
Yeah.
Or a cry.
When you brought that up in the commentary, that kind of blew my mind, and now, as a result, every single time I watch that movie, I see that. So I don't think you're far off at all. Like, you know how actors, when they are prepping for a scene, they got to get into a very certain headspace. And I feel like the performance that Mark Patton delivers, which is fucking phenomenal, by the way. We can't talk about this movie without talking about how good he really is. And you might be 100% right on where he was taking that in that scene.
I don't know for sure. Next time I actually run into him, I'm gonna have to ask him about that, because not to brag, but I might be decent acquaintance friends with the star of this feature film, Mark Patton.
Yes,
might have ran into him more than 3 or 4 occasions. Had multiple things autographed and photos with him and shit. Like, might be a bit of a friendship there. I don't know.
Yeah, and say, well, he's essentially local to us,
which is weird. And there's like 6 degrees separation of his family and my wife. So it's like, wow, the ties to Nightmare 2 are strong with me.
Yes.
Without knowing it for forever. Probably until 2012, had no idea.
Then you start kind of putting the pieces together, and you're like, wait a minute.
2012 is when I got to meet him, and then the wife's like, hey, I know, like, his cousin. Used to hang out with his cousin that lived locally, and then it's like, oh, Jesus. And then, just on top of that, and then he kept coming back through town for events and stuff. He did his Scream Queen, one of his tours when he was showing his documentary was through here. Was there for that. I've seen 2 screenings of the movie with him in the theater and at the drive-in. Like, yeah.
Mark's the man, dude.
I've never really seen a punishment before of where Schneider has them in the push-up position for hours?
Presumably hours, yeah.
Yeah, like Grady's like, could be all night. Like, have you done this before?
Yeah, is this something that happens like weekly? Are you doing push-ups nightly or what?
Push-ups nightly, yeah. And they're also like doing archery not too far from where a baseball game is going on. Like,
yeah, not smart.
Like, should you have a little bit more separation between these 2 activities?
No wonder the teen casualty rate in fucking Springwood is so high. You gotta make bad decisions after bad decisions.
Bad decisions. Speaking of bad decisions, that was back to that transformation in Grady's room. Jesse, after this murder, flies out the window as the police are presumably knocking on the door to come in, and he escapes, furthering that the police department in Springwood may be one of the most inept police forces in the country.
Maybe I better go get the lieutenant.
They couldn't find him.
He's covered in blood, leaving a blood trail.
Fingerprints, and shit out the door. Like, his hands are still bloody when he gets to Lisa's house.
Here's the other question. If we're putting adult lenses on this, Lisa saves Jesse. They love each other. Great. He goes home. The police are waiting. His fingerprints are all over. He's killed Grady. He killed Snyder. Like, there's no happy ending after those credits roll.
Yeah, Snyder's murdered in the gymnasium, butt naked, tied to the shower. Jesse is found nude, wandering down the road that night, and they're like, clearly not tied to any other crimes going on this particular night. Just must be on something.
All it would take would be asking the student body, did Schneider have a problem with any of the students? Yeah, well, he did make Jesse and Grady do a bunch of push-ups the other day because they got into a fight.
There's bloody footprints going out of the shower. Wow, if only we could find the same size foot and match it to somebody. Or fingerprints.
Where's the foot?
How do we solve these crimes going on? I don't know. Yes, this fucking police force.
They are terrible. No wonder. And see, they even fucked up and let Kruger loose. So
yeah, they didn't sign a search warrant. Kruger got free. All the ramifications for Jesse is he's got 2, like, presumably burnt or damaged arms when the movie ends. But yeah, there's no investigation. There's no anything on why multiple children were murdered at this party. Nothing at all. Like, they're just like, well, all's well that ends well.
I always took that at the end when he's like kind of got the crusty burns on him. Like, That it was like a Ghostbusters type of situation, like with the,
it looks
the
like
dogs.
it, yeah. It looks like he came out of the dog.
Yeah, like you could just break that off and he would be okay in there. But again, this movie breaks every single rule. But obviously,
there were
this
no
is
rules.
Yeah, this is going to say this is the second film, so there weren't rules for Krueger yet that you could just do whatever you wanted.
I mean, there were rules, but they weren't like set in stone, several sequels in rules. It was still very like, well, it's new. You can bend and mold it how you please.
Yep. So as a result, we do get things like Freddy coming into the real world, obviously killing everybody at the party. Things like that, which there's some other stuff in this movie that, if they're awake, doesn't make sense. Like the baby-faced dogs, the giant like radioactive rat thing.
None of that makes sense. Even the concept of sleeping and nightmares don't make any sense in this. When he's like, I'm afraid to be awake, I'm afraid to be asleep. Why? I don't know what happens. You've not really shown any. You've had some scary dreams, okay? But none of them are tied to like something that's going on. Like he's not fallen into a dream, dealt with Fred Krueger, and woken up, and we really are seeing that. Like the interactions while in a dream are pretty tame. Like I'm not even sure, and you're not even sure what dreams are even going on. Like, is he dreaming when he goes wandering through the house and sees his sister or some girl jumping rope in a back room? Is he sleepwalking when he goes into his sister's room with the glove on and is speaking in Freddy's voice for a hot second?
I think so.
Is he sleepwalking and becomes awake when he's down in the kitchen and lightning strikes the dishes, which prompts him to walk to Don's place, aka the gay bar in town?
I want to take you to a gay bar, gay bar, gay bar.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's really muddy. But again, Bob Shea kind of in some form of influential creative control. Just kind of, this movie just throws everything, including the kitchen sink in. Like, hey, we want him driving a bus. Hey, we want him killing a bunch of kids at a pool. Hey, we want demon dogs. We want his tongue to come out and be super fucking wicked long and gross. Like, all these weird things. And that's why, you and I have talked about it again and again. Like, Elm Street 2 is its own thing. Like,
yep.
Elm Street 2 is the movie you watch when you're not in the mood to, like, follow a narrative throughout multiple films. You just want your Freddy, you want your Mark Patton.
It's like the equivalent of a standalone TV series. Like, episodic is cool, but you're not always in the mood for episodic. Just give me the shit that's like I can watch one. I don't need to be watching all the ones previously or post to get shit that's going on. Just throw me in the here and now, and then be done. Yeah, for sure. And I think that's part of why we like it so much is because sometimes we're not in the mood for if I'm gonna watch Alice's story, I should probably start with Kirsten's story or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's a weird like jumping in point, and I feel like with 2 you can just go, I just want to watch part 2. Because 2 is not referenced once post this movie, and it takes place technically storyline wise 5 years after the first movie, which I love that this massacre kind of went down on the street and nobody knows, like, no, before my time. What? People were killed around here? Yeah, that's news to me. Yeah, like, you're 17. You were 12 when it happened. You should fucking know. Yeah, you should know.
It's a small town.
Yeah, small town gossip should be aplenty in this in this locale. Like, everyone should know this story. Tragedy of this magnitude sticks around for a while. There's all their anniversaries and shit. And yeah, like we said, the property value would be in the toilet from all these murders and shit going on, and non-police protection.
So think about this. Let's put it like this. Michael Myers killed his sister when he was 6 years old. They could never sell that house ever again.
Yeah.
Fred Krueger fucking killed an entire town worth of children, molested them, cut them up. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, this girl was gutted and thrown around a room and left on a bed. Down the street at the jail, the supposed killer hung himself. Mm-hmm. We've got a dude getting sucked into his bed and blood of like 100 million people fly out and coat an entire room. We have a mom. I don't know how the hell you explain what happened there.
Like she fell asleep smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, all that
swallowed
vodka
by her mattress.
All that vodka in her system exploded the bed. Donald Thompson just going crazy, just drinking nonstop, becoming a security guard. Inept police there. On top of all this, because after all this goes down, that's when the story's going to come out of this town murder of this guy. And cover up, because Thompson drunk in the bar at Little Nemo's. They'll be like, yeah, we fucking killed him. I stuck his fucking bones in a Cadillac.
Yep.
Most classic shit he'll ever experience.
Yep, during a game of darts, just fucking spilling the beans.
Once a year I go in there and I crack that trunk open and piss on his bones.
Do karate on his bones.
I can totally see. I can see John. I'd love to see John Saxon just pants around his ankles, just pissing in the trunk of a car. Junkyard owner is like, "Come on, Don."
Once a year, I got to deal with this bullshit.
Yeah, he's like, "Come on, Don, you got to get out of here." He's like, "This motherfucker ruined my family."
He just goes, "Yeah, sure."
Yeah, you got to get out of here. Yeah, sure.
Man. Well, it's been over 40 minutes, so, I mean, and again, if you want to hear us get a little bit more in depth, there's a commentary, there's a live stream on the YouTube channel, 3B Video. There's certain Elm Street films we haven't covered, so we're doing the podcast route, getting through all of them. But make no mistake, Evil and I absolutely love this movie. Otherwise, we wouldn't have covered it as many times as we have. Yeah, just nothing but love and respect for this film.
Absolutely. Can't talk about it enough. An hour isn't nearly enough time, but we've got plenty other avenues you can look at such things and hear us talk more deeply about it, so we'll keep it light and airy like we have today. So with that being said, we will conclude overall kind of discussion on film and delve into one of our much loved segments where we just look at folks who hate this movie. It's time to look at some Amazon 1-star reviews.
Hated it.
All right, so I did my best. I did my best to try to find some I didn't think we've read before, but it's entirely possible. So, at least this very first one I know is new because it was
very
of last
recent.
Year. Yes, on May 31st, 2021. Sam, he says 1 star. Wow. We traded things like the rules of horror movies and plot. For poor metaphors, it was dumb, but not in a fun way. Hashtag Terry did nothing wrong.
Terry is the friend at the end?
I don't know who the fuck Terry is.
I don't know. Having a hard time thinking. I just think it's the dark-haired girl at the end.
I know her name, but I can't think of it. Ken Sagos. I don't know.
Yep.
Who the fuck's Terry? Next up, we got Robert. Could be England. Could be Carradine. Who knows? On December 7th, 2019, 1 star. Bought for myself. Thought it was the DVD. Was not.
What did he buy?
I don't know.
Got the fucking beta.
I just like some of these 1 stars today are just they don't follow a logical pattern.
Like the movie itself.
The movie makes more sense than any of these 1 stars do. Next up, Tammy J on November 2nd, 2017. 1 star. I didn't realize it was free on Amazon Prime. Ugh.
Why do I have to pay for a movie from 1986? 5.
A5, yeah. Hashtag it's not free. You had to pay to get Amazon Prime.
That's true.
Nothing is free. You know,
like
such thing as free titties.
$96 a month. Or not a month.
Oh, Jesus.
That'd be serious.
I better get some select items sent to me for free. Hashtag for free. If I'm paying $100 a month. God damn. I must be living in some Springwood level money. White money.
We are white.
We are white. But yeah, we don't take tennis lessons. Well. Occasionally one of us drinks wine.
Yeah. Yes, I have a little wine here and there.
So next up, we got Steven Ruhlberg on December 20th, 2019.
Big fan of that last name.
Ruelberg. Ruhlberg. Yeah. I'm Steve Ruhlberg. I say 1 star, the DVD wouldn't play. The DVD wouldn't play.
Did he buy a wrong region? Ruhlberg, where you from, dog?
Ruhlberg, I bought a VHS. It wouldn't fit into my DVD player.
I rewound it.
Yeah, he put it on a record. Spins it backwards. I'm rewinding my DVD on a record player. I'm Steve Ruhlberg.
Yeah, that kid was the hall monitor, no doubt. I don't know why, but with a last name like Ruhlberg, I feel like he was a fucking dickwad.
I'm Steve Ruhlberg. I'm in charge of rolling the TV into the classroom for the day. Don't touch it. I signed it out. I'm responsible for that TV. Don't touch.
Yep.
We're going to watch the National Geographic expose on cockroaches today. I'm Steve Ruhlberg.
Yeah, like, how can you be... He's like a hall monitor, president of the AV club, but he's still a fucking dick. Like...
It's the one place he has power, so he's got to really flex that muscle of power. Well, you didn't sign it out with your name and date of the year you took it out. So we got to remember to put down the date and the year. Can't just take stuff willy-nilly. I need to keep a record. We got to know where stuff is. I'm Steve Ruhlberg.
Steve Ruhlberg, bitches. Follow the Ruhlbergs.
You follow the Ruhlbergs or you get fired. It's Ruhlberg or bust around here.
Oh, fuck me, it's early in the morning.
It is, but not for Steve Ruhlberg.
No.
Next up, one of the most favorite 1 stars we love getting from Misty Corella.
All right.
On October 9th, 2020, 1 star. I did not order this. I have not ordered any movies. I would love if she just, like, weekly got a new Elm Street movie.
Sign up for some sort of Kruger subscription box. Didn't even realize it.
As president of the club, Steve Ruhlberg insists that everyone gets a copy of Nightmare on Elm Street 1 through 7. I will send them out weekly in the mail. Be sure to sign off that you have received your copy, or I will send you another one, Steve Ruhlberg. Next on our list, this it doesn't feel old, but I guess if you look at it in terms of years, it is from Mr. No Name on September 18th, 2007.
Yeah, 2007.
1 star, the Dookie stain of the series. 5 years after the events of the original film, a teenage boy who's new in town, Mark Patton, moves into Freddy's old house and begins being haunted in his dreams by Freddy. Soon, Freddy begins killing the local teens, and he's also making an attempt to possess the boy's brain. This movie was a sure misfire. What started as a truly terrifying story with the first film spirals down into a mess with this film. The characters are boring. Story is extremely weak. Freddy seems to have nothing to do. And the movie as a whole seriously lacks direction. I say you should just skip this movie because it ain't even worth a watch. Not even the murders in this movie are good. Probably the worst movie in the series.
Damn. He was out for blood.
Well, you're correct. It was not named in any other film in this franchise, but I'm still going to send you another copy of Part 2 because you did not sign that you had received your Blu-ray of Part 2. Steve Ruhlberg insists that you let me know of all the in and outs of when you receive your copy of the film. We will be showing and having a pop quiz over it on Monday. I will remind the teacher.
Care of Steve Ruhlberg.
This is a dude I should follow just to see what else he puts down, but this is from The Angry Reviewer.
Oh, boy.
On October 15th, 2003. This dude was pissed in 2003 to start doing this shit. 1 star, proof that sequels aren't as good as the originals. First movie in this series was scary and original. The sequel to that movie, so horrible, no word in the human language can describe it.
Jeez.
In this movie, Freddy takes control of some gay boy's body. Very stupid. This is one of the worst sequels I have ever seen in my entire life. The scene where the gay boy meets the gym teacher in the cross-dressing bar. And that totally knocked me out of my loop.
The gay boy.
Gym teacher has him run laps and is very stupid. Lots of stupidness. Stupid. Avoid this movie at all. Oh, by the way, since he doesn't stalk your dreams in this movie, feel free to go to sleep.
Wow. This dude is secretly afraid that dicks are delicious, so he's just bashing.
Absolutely.
Straight up.
Well, I don't like seeing the dicks in this movie. They just might turn out to be something I want in and around my mouth. Don't want none of that. I'm gonna go back to renting out my VHS tapes and TVs for the classroom. Steve Ruhlberg, don't like dicks.
Gay boy. Jesus.
I don't like gay boys. Or do I?
You do. I know. Just, man. What a fuck face.
And two more nice, short and to the point ones from Robin 11. Robin 1 through 10 was taken. February 21st, 2015, 1 star. Disappointed! Disappointed! Had to tell us twice.
Got to let you know twice.
And last up from Andrea Smith on January 4th, 2018, 1 star. Rubbish film. So boring.
Rubbish, eh?
Rubbish.
All right.
Steve Wilbur calls this movie rubbish because I am a classy man. No dicks here.
Yeah. So just rubbish, so boring.
Rubbish, boring film. Keep those delicious dicks away from me. Gay boys, cross-dressing bars. Not for Steve Ruhlberg.
Yes. Well, fine. Despite what everybody pretty much in these 1-star reviews has said about it not being as good as the original, blah, 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 that's not what's up for debate. But the film did make more money than the original.
Yep.
So
did great in Europe, too.
If you're looking to be like, was it a success? Yes. A fucking monster success. And arguably, if 2 had not done well, we wouldn't have the rest of them.
Yeah. If
2 would have been the like, fuck, we failed, we're done.
If New Line Cinema is the house that Freddy built, Nightmare on Elm Street, the original, was the blueprint. Nightmare 2 is the first brick being laid.
Yeah. 2 is definitely like, well, now we have some money.
Yeah. Time to buy supplies to build this house.
Yep, for sure. So, and everybody has, your own varying reasons for why you don't like the movie, whether you're just super homophobic or whatever. But
I think that's a lot of people's problems.
I really do,
That's
because like when we were in high school, let's go back 20 years when we were in high school. Like most of the people who watched this movie, they wore like the puka shell necklace, the upside down backwards visor. You know what I mean? They were like, oh, that's just super gay, dude. Like they were just
the last breath of the era of gay used as a term of bad,
right,
or horrible, like or lame, stupid, whatever, weak. Don't be gay, dude.
Yeah, no, I know you're gay. That whole era,
bygone era, and has its nostalgic charm, but not necessarily upset
PC.
that era is gone.
Out myself. When I was in high school, when something was weak or lame, we used to say that's Jewish, and you totally can't do that. So.
Oh yeah, I knew a guy when I first started working at a job. When something would go wrong, go, oh, I got Jewed.
Yeah.
And like,
you can't say
gosh.
those things, you know.
No, that dude probably isn't working anymore.
Yeah, you got to dial it back a little bit. It's 2022 now.
Or a lot. If you're like willingly throwing that out there in an unknown company. I don't like being Jewed at the cross-dressing bar with a bunch of them gay boys.
Getting Jewed and gypped. Can't say these things.
No.
And we just said a whole bunch of them. So.
But it's all about other people saying them and how horrible.
That's right. I didn't say it.
Yeah. The character said it. We didn't say none of these things. Not that you could brag, but I never in my youth was using the gays or any slurs of the type, the other F word, derogatorily. It just never was. I was like, even maybe the one time I was intelligent in high school, I was like, that don't make no sense. Just because he's gay doesn't mean he's stupid. Stupid is stupid.
That's right. You talk. You dumb. Yeah, you can be a douche with some class. Just a little bit of, you can be an asshole and not be a complete fuck.
That might be the best way to describe me, a douche with class.
Yep.
Some class.
Surrounds my face with class.
But a lot of these people are just like school in July. No class.
Oh, I was going to say stupid, but why are you going to school in July? If you're stupid, summer school.
That's like the blonde joke. What killed the two blondes at the drive-in? They went to go see you in next summer in the middle of winter. Froze to death. Are blonde jokes part of that now? Are blonde jokes officially like thrown into the category of being like, are they a Karen level thing now, or
I don't know? And
discriminatory against blondes.
That's where the whole thing gets slippery, because I'm like, I feel like humor is subjective, but you got to be careful. And it's like, I don't know, man. Like I kind of subscribe to the whole like Dave Chappelle level of comedy. Like I'm gonna say what I want. And if you're down with it, you be down with it. If not, then you don't have to watch it or listen to it, type of deal.
Yeah, very much like a George Carlin mentality of it's not words aren't good or bad. It's the context behind them. So what weight you have behind it is where it counts.
There's a quote from an R.A. the Rugged Man song, is a rapper who I really like. And the song is called Hate Speech, and in the song he says, you want to ban words that are bad words, that's backwards. And I fucking love that. Like, yeah, say what you want to say. If you're offended, go be offended over there, I guess. I don't really know. Like, just shut the fuck up. Again, slippery slope.
Just dig a little deeper. When you hear something, try to see what the context is, and then determine whether or not if they belong in the cancel world or not. Just don't make the jump rash decision on things. Yeah,
coming from two late 30s dudes, we've been through many an era of weird culture, things being acceptable and then things not being acceptable. And
we literally went from where it wasn't cool unless you had the biggest pants on earth to like now it flipped entirely to let's find the smallest pants you can possibly fit in that are sewn into your skin.
Yeah, painted on, basically.
Yeah, you couldn't run to save your life, and if you did, you look like the Incredible Hulk bursting out of his clothes.
I would just look like a fucking can of biscuits ready to explode, but I'm not wearing those kind of jeans.
No, I always need to be able to potentially run, even though I've not had to run in well over 20 years, really. But should I need to run, I want to be able to run. So I'm always in loose jeans, loose pants, and shoes I can run in. I'm always terrified. I occasionally wear sandals, but I'm like, man, if I have to run, it's not going to look good.
That's sidebar as a part of why I wear gym shorts so much is because in my early 20s, I had a lot of buddies who would get into a lot of trouble. And they would call me, hey, there's 20 people here wanting to fight. We need some help. So I would always put on gym shorts so I could kick people in their face. So I always wear gym shorts in case I have to kick a motherfucker in their mouth. Because I can't do that in like tight pants or normal pants. I cannot do the things I need to do. So most of the time I'm in gym shorts in case I have to scrap. But now I'm a 37-year-old dude with 2 kids and haven't had an altercation with anybody in well over a decade because God help them. But
I'm just picturing a whole like pitch ad for like I wear shorts in case I need to kick a motherfucker.
Yeah, the old Chuck Norris action pants.
Then that's straight up how you ended that. Like now it's like John Wick, like you're cementing the gym shorts into the floor in the garage. Like I hope I never have to break this open and to put them on again to kick some ass.
Yeah, fuck people up.
Put on my dusty old shorts.
My black and red gym shorts. You know you're in trouble.
Oh, well, that got nice and derailed. You want to come back to our final segment to wrap up this fucking show today?
Yeah, Daddy's waiting for you, little girl.
We won't get there for several weeks, but we will get there. But in order to get there, we got to finish part 2. We can't finish part 2 unless we play the game.
It's time to play the game. Time to play the game.
It's all about the game and how you play it. I threw my grandma down a flight of stairs and she can't take it.
She gone. I thought long and hard about this prop game. I've had a couple of weeks to think about it, actually. So for those that are listening that are uninitiated, welcome. And you're listening to the Deep Cut Podcast. We like to wrap up every single podcast playing our prop game. And the prop game in and of itself is a deep cut reference. You cannot pick an item from the film that is something so blatantly obvious like Freddy's sweater, Freddy's hat, Freddy's glove. Shut up. Pick something that is off the beaten track, a deep cut, if you will.
Exactly. Took us a while to figure out how to word that really well, and I think we finally have it down now. I
think we got it.
Yeah, I think we got it.
Going back to cancel culture and things that just can't exist in today's society leads me to my deep cut prop for this film. I want the Fu Man Chews cereal.
Oh, man.
That is super offensive.
Very, but sidebar, the little finger plastic toy that comes out of that the sister puts on her fingers, yes. Those were legitimately in either cereal boxes or you could buy like a pack of those, because that was my very first Freddy glove, in finger quotes, is I could get those and put them on into my fingers. I'm like, I'm Freddy now. That's the closest I could get to a Freddy glove at like 9 years old. So I see those little prop toy things. I'm like, I had those. Those are cool.
Those little Fu Man fingers. Which,
yeah, the Fu Man fingers.
Yeah, man. Fu Man Chews. Seriously. we were watching it this week, and my wife goes, "That's offensive." And I go, "Yep, and that's my prop."
That's dangerous. That's dangerous.
Hashtag dumb Jeff Fahey for life.
Just retool that cereal box to have Nicolas Cage's Fu Manchu from Grindhouse put on the cover instead.
And fucking John Wayne as Fu Manchu.
It looks like the fucking Grinch on the cover of that cereal box.
Like David Lopan.
David Lopan.
Cereal.
Always funny. There's an ancient Chinaman named David. Not bad at all. I decided I'm going to go goofy with my prop for Nightmare on Elm Street 2. And kind of gross in one aspect if you look at it, but I'm going to take Clu Gulager's Band-Aid.
Oh, that is gross.
From his attack from the bird hitting him in the face. Which is funny because that apparently legitimately happened. He was struck in the eye by this bird on a stick. And I love that we'd made the tie together when we did, way back in the day, when we did our 24-hour live stream that we attempted. We, at one point, were watching Three Stooges. Mm-hmm. And there's a Stooges episode where it's a bat?
No, it's a bird.
It's a bird that's flying around a courtroom scene. And we both have watched the bonus features for Elm Street countless times. Mm-hmm. And remember where Jack Shoulders interviewing prop people, and he goes, "Where was your most proud moment?" And dude says, "I think my work with the Three Stooges was my proudest moment." We're both like, "You think this is the fucking episode where a dude was like, I want to work on Nightmare on Elm Street 2 and fuck up Clu Gulager's face?"
And you know it was. You know we were right.
Oh, it has to be. It just has to be. No coincidence.
That's a really weird and gross prop, dude. But
very small too. I could put that in a little bitty 5x7 frame. Like that was on Clu Gulager's face. Mm-hmm. I have Clu's DNA. I can make a Clu Gulager today.
But dude, we didn't really talk about Clu at all in this podcast, and I did kind of want to bring up. Clu kind of has this MO of getting cast late in movies and then just not knowing what the tone of the movie is.
Yeah.
And that was Return of the Living Dead. That was this. Like, he just kind of showed up and is like, "I'm doing what now? I'm a dad. All right." Yeah.
A weird, like 40s dad, like getting cast in horror movies for a couple of years. Mm-hmm. There's also cast in another movie, like it's a cat movie, and I can't think of the name of it, but I've seen it recently. But I was like, fuck, it's Clu Gulager. And then he had the Renaissance with Feast coming back for that. So he's had a weird, like, mostly non-horror movie career, and then had delving into it spots here and there. So
yeah,
and Clu was a treat.
He was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood as well. So
yeah, got to meet him. Fucking awesome dude. Clu is the man. Although I will always say his shining light is Return of the Living Dead. That's Bert is my hero.
It's gonna be a sad day when we don't have Clu anymore. Like, my wife and I talk about that all the time, because when we got to meet him, we got to do a whole bunch of stuff with him. Like, we got to go out to dinner with him, we got to hang out with him, and I think his daughter was his handler or agent. You know, he just would bring her, you know. So we kind of got to just hang out for fucking hours on end and listen to stories and all this crazy shit. And by the time the weekend ended, you know, he's hugging my wife and kissing my wife, and it was like, this dude feels like family.
Oh yeah.
And, yeah, it's not gonna be easy when that happens.
Not a bit. And I remember that was a convention weekend, and he was the first person I saw from a distance, because we got into the hotel, we got into our room, we looked down from like the 5th floor where we were staying, and we could see the pool and all like the chairs and shit lined up. And I saw somebody go out to the pool chairs, just sit down and fall asleep for at least 40 minutes. And I was like, that's Clu Gulager down there, crashed out by the pool. It's like, how can you tell from here? I'm like, I know Clu, and I've seen Clu. That is totally Clu down there. It was. bright ass sun too, middle of the summer. I'm like, Clue's gonna burn. I should go save him.
Go save.
Go squirt some shit on his face. I'm like, this is for your skin, Clue.
Yeah, trying to keep you around, homie.
Don't die, Clue. Put this sunscreen on.
But I suppose we've covered everything we wanted to. We talked about the movie. We did our Brown Panty Award. We did the Amazon 1-star reviews, and we've done the prop game. So there's nothing left to do but go home.
Go home and attempt suicide and get committed to Weston Hills Psychiatric Facility, where we can meet the Dream Warriors.
Where we can see your dad kill your mom. Wrong movie. Either way, whatever.
Jesus Christ. We're going to do that again.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are. We're going to do Freddy vs. Jason again.
But I suppose we should probably get going, because after all, there's a lot of movies out there, and somebody's got to watch them. So why not us, right?
Hello, dirtballs.